The following show features episodic breakdowns of Jackass, either performed by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. For your safety, avoid listening to this podcast at all times. Hi, I'm Mikey Aaronworth.
I'm Jason Wellwood.
And I'm Chris Aaronworth.
Welcome to Jackass.
Welcome to Jackass. It's the podcast where we're on a path of destruction through every single episode of Jackass.
We are three lifelong fans of the show, reliving the belly laughs, bad ideas, and broken bones.
Today we're doing season 3, the finale, episode 9, which apparently Jay didn't know about, so it's a little bonus episode for him.
Yeah, like that matters.
And
But
guess
yes.
what? Guess what, guys?
What's that,
Did
Chris?
anyone notice anything weird?
Well, I mean, our listeners who aren't watching or even on YouTube, we're not showing your videos. I don't think they're going to notice anything weird, but I noticed something weird about you, Chris. What's going on with your face?
I'm back, baby.
Oh, that's what's weird.
Yeah. The jungle didn't do me so well. I ended up with a bacterial infection, and I'm not showing my face because we'll probably lose every listener or video watcher, at least, that we have on here. So hopefully by next week, I don't look like a zombie. And that's my fun fact for the fucking day, all right?
You know
All
what's
right,
funny?
that's
You know
fine.
what's funny is that the listener probably doesn't realize that is actually
This is
why
not a
you're
joke.
not on camera.
Yeah, that's a fact, baby. Jungle fever or whatever.
I also
you got.
literally didn't even get a chance to watch the episode. I'm just right back in it. I couldn't wait to get back on the podcast. But I do watch all these things all the time. So it's going to be interesting to see how much I remember from what you guys are talking about and seeing how that plays out.
Well, because Chris, you were very vocal about the fact that when we were watching Volume 1 of Jackass, Season 1 of Jackass, you had already skipped it. You'd read ahead, unlike anything you've ever done in school.
I never do that. No.
You read ahead and you were like, all right, I'm just going to watch Season 2 and Season 3. Because we kept talking about Season 1. We're like, it's kind of not what we remember it. And you're like, just wait. So you have seen the episode.
Oh, I've seen it probably hundreds of times. I
Yes.
can't wait to get into it.
So I'll step in there, Chris, because we weren't necessarily expecting you back. This episode came out on August 12th of 2001, month away from the day that would change all of our lives for the worse, I think. But
fuck.
what I want
Look
to say,
at that.
do you know what happened on this day in 2001, August 12th, 2001?
No.
No idea.
Guys, it's an easy one. The series finale of Jackass came out. That's what happened on August 12th, 2001. Why would we need
You're
another?
such a dick.
That is
Wait,
what's
wait,
there.
wait.
Dude,
That
no,
is
hold
the
on.
answer.
Hold
Also,
on, let
I
me
have
fact
what-
check that quick, just to make sure we're not wrong on
Do you
that
know what
one.
pissed me off?
Jackass season premiere. What?
Even though I was in the jungle, I still am a dedicated listener to the show, and I listened to last week's
Hey,
episode.
okay.
And fucking Mikey got so lucky with the best fact of the day. The one fucking time I didn't get a chance to fucking do the
it's
fact
pretty
of the day. Actually,
pretty good.
it makes it seem like I'm not doing my homework, but I know for a fact he just got fucking lucky, and I swear to God, it pissed me off.
Listen,
That's what made me fight that monkey and get this weird ass disease.
I gotta ask you. All this time you've been in the jungle, removed from society. Just quick question. Quick question for you.
Shoot.
Your thoughts on Will Smith? You like him? Love him? Hate him?
Oh wow. So number one, I still believe that was 100% staged.
It wasn't.
For sure it was.
I don't
Number
think
two,
it was.
The thing you don't think it was, eh? Because you're a wrestling fan as well. This has got Vince McMahon all over it. But the thing that crushes me is
The
anybody
way
of
he
our
just
generation,
walks up there.
anybody of our generation, name one person that for so long was the ultimate cool guy. Like the guy that was just at the top of everything for so long, and he is just being absolutely cucked right now. And it fucking crushes my soul inside because we want the real Will back. I even posted something the other day, like, where's all that free Britney energy? We need a free Will energy because he's fucking in fucking Jada Pinkett conservatorship right now, as far as I'm concerned.
Sorry,
And we need the real Will back.
We need a what energy, Chris?
A free will.
A free what?
Free will.
Let's let you punch that one up, Chris. What do we need?
Mikey, I'm fucking dumb. I can't fucking figure these things out.
Free Willy. What are we doing?
Oh, Free
He had
Willy.
Big Willy style. We could say free Big Willy.
God. Yeah. That was a sick movie too, man. Remember that fucking thing jumped over the fucking...
Yeah. Free Willy podcast coming next.
Coming
After
next.
the cable cast.
Whatever you want. At this point, I'll just whore myself out because this is the end of Jackass TV as we know it. Until we come back. There's going to be a revisit, but we'll talk about that later. But as it stands right now, this is it, folks. But we've got tons of Jackass stuff coming for you down the pipe, so don't you worry about it. But let's jump right into the final episode of Season 3, shall we? Now, I liked what they did here. finale of the season here. They got to start with something big. Instead of just giving us one, "Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville," we get a compilation of some of our favorite moments, some of our favorite people, maybe, if you will. But it's kind of like a clip show, like when Seinfeld used to do those, where they just have one of those episodes of just, hey, remember when this happened?
Right.
And it was kind of nice. I think my favorite one out of all of them was Phil, because Phil says, "Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and you're watching Jackass." Bam comes out, beats the shit out of him, and if you listen closely, Phil is just like wheezing the whole time he's getting beat up. It's like he's just putting in the sustained effort to fight back, but it just comes out as a helpless wheeze. And for some reason, as much as I hate when Bam takes advantage, I loved that. I don't know. Double standard if you want. Boys, what was your favorite Welcome to Jackass in the compilation?
Well, the one thing, Jay, is the thing that made me laugh the most, I'm kind of with you on that one. It was Phil. I agree. I don't always love, being in my older years when Bam physically beats up Phil. But he says when he's walking off, he's like, "I fucking quit. Okay, guys, I've never seen him that mad." He was like legit mad. He was done with it. My favorite part was a throwback all the way to season 1. To SteveO's big debut, the goldfish sketch. He got Sleepy. Remember Sleepy? The guy who just so happened to randomly be walking around the streets of LA with a bowl of fucking goldfish on his shoulders, and a Jackass crew stopped him and said, "Would you mind if our friend swallowed one of those and vomited it up and gave it back to you?" And he said yes. That was my favorite part.
Imagine someone said that to like your dog. You're like, "Hey, do you mind if I just borrow your dog, skull fuck its face, and give it right back to you?" Yeah, sure thing.
I've said no, but Chris, your favorite of the introductions, did you have one in this?
Yeah, of course I did. Thanks for putting me on the spot, Mike. I really appreciate it.
Because you totally watched the whole thing.
Because I watched the whole episode. So I'm gonna say, the fact that Phil got really mad for the first time. I definitely agree with that part. Yeah,
I don't know if that was the first time. I think
he was the most mad, I think.
The most mad, yeah.
He did say he was going to quit the show, so I'll give you that.
This one ends, though, because it seemed like it was like looking back at all the ones. Like this, and I'll say this about the whole episode, it has the vibe of a series finale. And I don't know if they knew that they were never coming back to this, but it really feels like almost like the Seinfeld series finale. Like they were leading up, like you said, Jay, like they were leading up to something and trying to like pay homage to everything that came before it. But then they show Shaq in there, and I'm like, when the fuck did that happen? And it turns out it's going to happen later in this episode, so I like that.
Dude, Shaq is the fucking best. See, that's one thing. I remember that the whole Shaq part, verbatim for sure.
Amazing.
It's so nice to know that Shaq in general, the amount of stories you hear to this day about the kind things he does, how good of a human he is. He fucking DJs part-time now in Vegas?
Yes,
He just loves music, so he just fucking DJs. He's just a great human being.
Yeah, love that guy. Love that dude.
Just don't get too close to him. He'll get on top of you. We'll talk more about that in a bit. But I got to say, Mikey, props to you on the last episode for the Brad Pitt fact, because we see Brad Pitt in the flesh right out of the gate here after the intro. So there's no denying it now. That bunny suit was filled with a nice, juicy Brad Pitt last time.
Bunny suit? Jay, are you watching these episodes?
I don't know.
The stunt was called Night Monkey. It was a monkey suit.
But he's like, he plays by his own rules.
That's true. Yeah,
so either that or they had like one too few monkey costumes.
Yeah,
Just put him in this one.
Just one got a bunny? Yeah.
Hey, I'm not here to spit facts. I'm just here to give my opinion, and that's my opinion. Now, Brad Pitt...
It's a good opinion at that, Jay. It's a very good opinion at that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I take that. Brad Pitt is going to get kidnapped today, and he just says it right to the camera. I'm going to get kidnapped. I'm Brad Pitt, and I'm going to get kidnapped. So they go to like a taco stand or some sort of late-night, dinery, outdoor dinery where the drunks all line up, and he's just there on the side of the street lining up. At first, I don't think people really notice it's him.
I totally agree. No one knew this was Brad Pitt.
No, but then the van pulls up and down rolls the window and they're going, "Hey, holy shit, it's Brad Pitt. Can I get your autograph?" Then people start noticing and they're like, "Holy shit, that is Brad Pitt." Next thing that happens, though, is before anyone can react, opens the van door does, and then fucking dudes jump out in masks and they grab him, and he's yelling. Like, his acting is like just fucking to the it's Brad Pitt full on here. He's yelling help like a real dude getting abducted here. It's actually kind of concerning. They shove him in the van and drive off, and people are just in shock. It's quite the sight.
He gets picked up, he's flailing his arms around like he's gonna take on the whole gang, like he's fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme over there, and gets thrown into that door. But it's
imagine being there and seeing that happening, being like, oh my God,
yeah, dude.
Brad Pitt? It'd be like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And then 2 seconds later, like, oh my God, Brad Pitt just got abducted? That's a fucking 2 times in a lifetime opportunity.
Oh,
honestly,
man.
I forgot about this one completely until it started. And then I remember how amazing this one was to me. Because it was, again, now we know the Jackass crew as celebrities, but this was counterculture back in the day. And now you get someone like Brad Pitt, probably hot off the tail of Fight Club. Like, he's a scrawny Brad Pitt in this one, right? Like, he hasn't done Troy yet. He hasn't jacked himself up.
What a movie.
Well, sure. And he
I knew you'd say that. You're too fast buff. Ooh, it wasn't historically accurate. Yeah, fuck
of course
off. It was a good ass movie.
It's a good ass movie. I mean, the Iliad wasn't necessarily historically accurate either. It had gods and goddesses in it, but that's a conversation for another day.
You don't believe in God?
I got a question.
Yeah.
How much did Fight Club actually have to do with soap? Was there a lot of soap in that movie? I can't remember.
Yeah.
The soap was what they were making the bombs with, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay. No, you're right.
Like
you're right.
Nitrous or something in the bombs.
Well, they were also taking lard and turning it into soap, right? Like they were taking like human lard from the liposuction thing. It was like taking the dirt that people took out of their bodies and now they're rubbing their bodies with it. It's a whole thing.
Where do you buy a pink bar of soap? That's what I want to know.
Brad Pitt sells them now out of the trunk of his van, which he was abducted in and never left.
Yes,
but you'll notice
continue.
something interesting in this one. As he's being pulled in, at first I was like, what is going on? Because there's one guy who comes up to them. He's like in between them and the crowd. And he kind of like pushes Brad into the van. And I'm like,
the dude totally helped him get in the van.
Totally helped him. And then there's another guy
that?
who, as the van's taking off, he's that typical person in a crew who runs after it to pretend like he was going to do something about it when it's way too late for him to get involved to help, but it's also too late for him to get hurt. So now he could just like chase the clout and be like, I was going to do something, but doesn't actually do anything. I noticed though that the guy who kind of pushed Brad into the van is also the guy who called the cops. And I'm convinced that guy was a plant. And rightfully so. I think it makes sense because you get someone in there who's going to be being the buffer, so no one actually gets close enough to Brad Pitt to do anything to hurt anyone, because maybe someone would.
Right.
They see him doing it and they're like, well, now I don't have to act. And he gets to be the person who's calling the cops, pretending to call the cops, so that no one else actually calls the police. Because when you see him doing
that's smart.
You know what I mean? And they didn't actually draw attention to it, but I think that really worked, and it gave them the button on the episode where it's a close up of this guy saying Brad Pitt got abducted. No, I'm serious. It actually happened. Fade to black. It was perfect.
It was great. And I love that analysis. I didn't go nearly as deep with that. I just wrote, that guy totally helped Brad Pitt get into the van. And in my mind, it was just more of a situation of like the kind of guy who like gets up there. He's like, oh, I'm going to fucking help Brad Pitt. Then he gets too close. He's like, nope, fuck it. Ain't doing that. And then he just kind of backs off. He put his hand on him to just make it look like he was helping, but he wasn't really. But I definitely like your read a lot better. And it makes sense if you were to string something like that together. He's almost like, security. You're right. If there was a crazy guy there who was going to pull some shit, he could at least try to be a buffer, right? So yeah, good for thinking, Mikey.
For sure. Jay, do you want to give this one a rating? It seems like, and I'll say this about most of the stunts in this episode, they're all very bite-sized. This almost feels like,
right?
Yeah, primarily interstitials.
Yeah. How good of a memory do I have? Holy fuck. Did I know that shit or what?
Pretty good, Chris. Pretty good.
Yeah, thank you.
So Chris, why don't you lead us off with a rating out of this 1 out of 10?
You know what?
I was just going to say, Chris, that I'm glad the parasite hasn't completely consumed your brain just yet.
It's just a little bit, but it's parasited. Wow, maybe it did.
Maybe it's
infiltrated my brain enough that I do actually want to give this one a high rating. I love the fact that you get a guy like Brad Pitt. Like Brad Pitt is always, we were talking about Will Smith. Brad Pitt's one of the other guys that is been A-list from day one till now.
Yep.
He's fucking around with the Jackass guys. I love to see that personality come out with some people that you think are so much more above everybody in terms of that like social setting, and him playing along in this prank. Maybe the outcomes didn't go quite as much, but I just put myself in those shoes of those people, and I would be fucking thinking I had the best fucking story of all time. So to me, I'm giving this an 8 out of 10.
Nice. Jay, what about you?
That's a decent score, Chris. 8 out of 10. I respect that. You guys know how I am. No point
coming with hot too.
No point getting into A. Come on now. I'm not that bad. But yeah, you guys will make a big fucking stink out of this. I know you will, even though it's a goddamn good rate. Look, I haven't even said the number, and I'm already trying to justify it to you two. It's a 7 out of 10. Here's why.
Oh, wow, great. I love that.
Okay, hey.
That's
Reverse
great.
psychology. I liked it. It worked. So you guys aren't making a big stink out of it. But here's why 7 out of 10 real quick. I love this. It was great to see, like Chris, you said, I echo all of that. Brad Pitt being in here and hanging with the boys. Very cool. But the score I have right above this on the spreadsheet was the end of last episode, which is the bloody carpet. And to me, the innocent bystander in that episode who had no idea what was going on, but just made that whole sequence so entertaining versus Brad Pitt acting. I like the nobody more than Brad Pitt.
True.
So
True.
I got to go 7. I can't go higher than the bloody carpet, but goddamn, one last point on this is if Brad Pitt, if he's going to be in a Jackass sketch, I kind of wish that they just said, fuck it, we've got Brad Pitt for this episode. Let's do like 3 or 4 things with him because I would have loved to see more of him in it.
Well, they did use him last week, though.
Kind of, but you didn't really get a whole lot of him, you know? It felt like, yeah.
That
him in a mask. So,
I got to be honest, though, that I liked better because, or I mean, they're different things, but I respected that he wasn't like, hey guys, if I'm going to do this and I'm going to put myself at risk, I need everyone to know it's me. So you're going to show my face a lot. Like he spent it in a mask. It's not like, you could imagine he's going to do it and he's going to take it easy, but you're going to see he's there. He gets a lot of great photos out of it. The fact that he covered himself up was almost cooler to me. In fact, when he purposely took his mask off and the camera showed him, that's when I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of dumb. But either way, I'll split this one in the middle on you guys. I'm going to go a 7.5 out of 10. Just great all around. A fucking awesome premise. I love picturing, like you said, Chris, what people would have been thinking about if they were in the middle of this. 7.5. Great score.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
very
Good point. He was a little more modest in the last episode, keeping the hood on. He's a true Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
It's not about the face recognition. It's just about the glory. You know, it's about the skill. It's about the talent. And you got to have talent for a move like this. Hey guys, how well could you ride an escalator railing while playing a sick guitar solo? I don't know. I think your name might have to be Chris Pontius if you're gonna pull some shit like that off.
I think the only way this would have been cooler is if Chris Pontius flew off the edge. It was naked. That would have been he could have been the naked cowboy. Skid on his face and got all scuffed up, and then we would have had 2 Chris's with messed up fucking faces this episode.
You fucking dick, bro. I might never not be the same again. You're just crushing me.
Wait, did you just say I might never not be the same again?
That brain parasite's really working its magic. Yeah.
It's going to be a fucking long episode, boys and girls.
As far as sliding down escalators go, I still think Fat Lip did it better. You know, when he does it like straight down. Do you remember that one that he did? I think it was in the Jackass movie when he goes down like the whole thing, hits the bottom and like flies himself
launches,
up. Yeah. That was cool, but this was also good. It was fun to see.
I always think of the London Tube whenever I see people sliding down those things, because there's some steep ass motherfucking things.
No one thinks you're going to get the momentum that you get, but you get going.
Hey, Chris, I'm glad you came back just in time for this one. Just in time to see a nice pair of floppy fun bags. It's Donnie Bonnet here. Sorry, Dottie, our old grandma Dottie. Now, I got to ask, it's Dottie in Knoxville, right? And Knoxville's obviously in the makeup to make him look 90 years old. Is Dottie the one that showered and bathed Pontius?
No.
Or is this a different
that was Bertoli's cannoli.
Grandma Bartoli.
Okay. Thank you. Hey, it looks like we're having a little clip show of our own today. I like it. All right. Mm-hmm. I like the memories, and I haven't thought about that fucking Bertoli's cannoli in a while.
I've thought about it quite
every night,
often.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I at least masturbated to it 3 times.
Can't say I blame you. So this is a segment that, boys, it's going to come up a couple times in the episode, but they do quite a few segments here, so let's dig into those. The first one is Dottie and Johnny at a diner, and I love that Knoxville's just like he's got the attention span of a goldfish in here. He sees one thing, he's complimenting a woman's tushy, he's like, ooh, nice tushy, and then next thing he turns around, ooh, a plate of French fries, gotta get in on those, so he just starts eating some dude's French fries. What I love though is that he eventually falls over at his table. And the best line of the episode right here.
I love it. I love that you're saying this.
It's like, are you all right? Yeah, I'm fine. I just want some soup.
No, it's that they're like, we need to get you an ambulance. And he says, no ambulance. I just want soup.
Oh, yeah.
As though here are 2 options for you. You get an ambulance or you get some soup. You can't have both.
Yeah, I know what those ambulances are like these days. And they did not have fucking soup in there for me.
Chris, I'm surprised they let you into the ambulance. If I were a paramedic, I'd be like, you fucking walk to the hospital, you sick fuck.
I don't blame him.
Oh, yeah, we know who you are. You ain't getting in here. Listen, so there's a bit of a cut here. We have a different grandpa. I didn't get who this was. Do you
Spike
guys know
Jonze.
who this was?
Spike Jonze.
Spike Jonze. Okay. He's got a great old guy voice, I got to say, too. 'Cause it's almost like it's convincing enough that it would make you stop and go, is this really an old guy? You know,
here's
if
the
you were
thing,
kind
Jay,
of not sure. I think
Jay,
the voice
that's
tips it over
Spike
the edge.
Jonze's voice. Like, that's the funny, he barely changes it. And it just kind of works for him as like a 30-year-old and has a 93-year-old.
And it also works when he plays like an old lady as well. Like, because he's usually the old lady, not the old man. And just that same thing just seems to work. There's this guy I watch on YouTube. He's like what's his name? Pierogi. He like does like scam blockers, like scam baiters.
Oh,
like, those like phone calls you do. And he has this one old lady voice that he uses all the time. It's like, I guess like a digital
I've seen
voice
it.
recording thing, and it's just so fucking perfect. Like, it's hook, line, and sinker every time. And
the premise of that is similar to the premise of this, which is that old people can get away with whatever they want. So whether it's Jay saying, you know, Johnny complimenting a tuchus and stealing French fries from a stranger, in this one, it's Spike Jonze trying on sunglasses, saying, "Has that sign always been there?" And then making his getaway not by running away, but by turning around and walking,
slowly idling down the sidewalk.
Slowly walking, and then saying, and then the guy's like, "You got it? Can I have those back?" And he says, "Sorry, I forgot." And the guy's like, "I guess that's true. This is just what old people do."
Yeah,
I'm gonna fucking wreak havoc on the world.
100%.
I hope
no more fucks to give.
I hope Me Too doesn't exist, because that was one of the things I was looking for, being able to be a perv when you grow up.
I hope Me Too doesn't exist. What?
Well, you know, like, old people are allowed to get away with saying fucking pervy shit. But now I think by the time I'm old, that's fucking out the window, and I'm just gonna have to be a fucking sad old man by myself.
Yeah, but you didn't have to fight a war, so that's a pretty good balance to have, I think.
Good trade-off.
True.
The next one's great. Speaking of being an old creep, out on the streets, Johnny Knoxville sees a nice pair of breasts and says, "Nice breasts. Look, Dorothy, breasts."
Yeah, he's zeroing in on them.
He's all about them titties.
The boyfriend's looking a little bit skeptical there. You get Spike Jonze as a drug dealer, like trying to sell a kid drugs, which is really fun. And then the best part about this segment, and we will come back to 90-year-olds, is Spike Jonze and Johnny Knoxville calling each other out from across the street, like, "Hey, there's that guy. There he is." And they get in a fist fight in front of people, beating each other with canes. The greatest part about this, after they've come to blows and the people break them apart, they separate them. One guy comes and hands Johnny back his cane, or hands Spike back his cane, and Spike's like, "Yeah, thank you," and then goes and beats Johnny with it more, as if to say that the guy gave him his cane back to help him beat the shit out of Johnny. It's great, man. Like, these guys, this was like, the shittiest thing about this episode is how good it was, is how much it hit the mark. And you're like, fuck, these guys had so much more in the tank to keep a TV show going. We got the movies. I'm not complaining that much, but they could have done 7 more seasons, 6 more seasons.
I guarantee you they're gonna reboot Jackass. That's my prediction with the new characters. That's what they're all setting this up for, is a whole new generation of this stuff. And we're gonna get these rare segments from the legends and the OGs. They're gonna be there every once in a while, but I have a feeling we got a lot more Jackass to come. And we're just at the beginning of this journey.
Yeah. Hey, and I swear I'm not trying to make our podcast into like a clip show on purpose, but Chris, what Mikey just mentioned there a moment ago, that's a perfect example of yes-anding properly, of doing the yes and. You remember? You couldn't quite wrap your head around that one. When someone hands you your cane as an act of kindness, then you proceed to beat up your opponent even further. That's a perfect yes and right there.
Here's your cane. Yes. Yes, and I shall beat up this 90-year-old in his nuts very quickly. All right, guys, listen. Johnny Knoxville and Spike Jonze may not care that much about their balls. They're professionals, and in this stunt, they show a blatant disregard for the safety of their own balls. We are not such professionals. We are just podcasters, and therefore we do have a duty to our balls, and we have an announcement to make. We've been teasing this for a while, but today, support for Jackast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate in men's hygiene bundle. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you, listeners of Jackass, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code Jackast, Jackast, at manscaped.com. I'm not going to hold your hand and spell out Manscaped for you. You already know that. And I'm also not going to hold your hand if you just got finished using Manscaped's products, because I'm guessing based on our demographics, you didn't wash your hands. All right. The Performance Package 4.0 by Manscaped has arrived, and oh man, it's a game changer. Manscaped reached out to us and said they wanted to partner with the podcast. I have to be completely honest. This is just my opinion, but I was skeptical at first. I've seen them advertise all over the place. I didn't know if it was a branding thing or if they actually had quality products, but it arrived. And I do absolutely agree this is a game changer. Inside the package, let's talk about that. The Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, which I'm holding in my hands right here, the Performance Boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold your goodies. Not those goodies, these goodies. All of this was a fantastic package. Some of my favorites, just off the cuff, the Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer is the future of grooming, and dare I say it, the greatest ball trimmer ever. I dare say that. I've had plenty of incidents trimming my balls, and I know the other hosts of this podcast have as well. If you look, actually, I don't know if the video, if you're watching on YouTube, is going to show that. Maybe not quite, but you can catch a couple strays in there. I've used this is fresh. This is absolutely fresh, and this is coming off a couple weeks ago when I had a date coming up, and I had to do a little trimming down there, and unfortunately, nicked myself. Not with this. With the other garbage that I was using, I've actually run some tests to see how much I could trust this technology to help prevent some nicks and cuts, and it does a pretty good job. Part of that is due to the fact that it has a 400K LED spotlight in case you need some more precision. Need to light it up down there a little bit. Lighting in my bathroom does not light from underneath, so this is a definite help. Their 4th generation trimmer, that's the Lawnmower 4.0, features this cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof and also has that 4K LED spotlight. I'll turn that on. You can hear it vibrating, and you can see that light go on right there. It's perfect. Because this trimmer is waterproof, you can say goodbye to the mess on the bathroom floor. And if you thought that was good, now you can take your grooming regime to a whole new level with the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer. I didn't know I needed this until I saw in my hands a nose hair trimmer, and then I looked into my nose and realized that that was a part of my body I hadn't been grooming, much to the dismay of most people I've ever come across in my life. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and provides proprietary skin-safe technology which helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate nose holes. And we all know how delicate your nose holes can be, people. Their Crop Preserver ball deodorant and Crop Reviver ball toner will change the way you approach your hygiene routine. I gotta say, it's already changed mine. I absolutely love the Crop Reviver. I spray that on my nuts all the time, which is something I never thought I'd be allowed to say in an advertisement, but I can't not say it because that's kind of just what this is all about. Halfway through the day, give it a little spritz. Right out of the shower, give it a little spritz. It feels good. Keeps you going. You owe it to yourself and to the people around you. They can smell you, even if you can't smell you. It's worth remembering. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Bring your comfort and boxers to another level. Again, I don't wear branded things very often. I gave the Manscaped Boxers, the Performance Boxers, a test. These things are as comfortable as any other pair of boxers I've ever worn. I'll say that. Are they changing the game not only in the way I shave my balls, but in the way that my boxers hold them? I think so. I think they might be. Once again, it's time to take care of yourself. So go to manscaped.com and get 20% off free shipping with the code Jackast, Jackast. 20% off and free shipping with the code Jackast at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com, and use the code Jackast. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Now, I've talked about my balls enough, and I could go on. In fact, I probably will, but we're going to do that after this ad read. So thank you once again to Manscaped for sending us the Performance Package 4.0. You can get your hands on one of those as well. We highly recommend it. But without further ado, let's get back to the show so we can talk about our nuts in a variety of ways.
I love it. And boys, everybody loves a good fart.
Yes.
I mean, that's a given.
Especially when it comes out. Other episode.
Yeah, everyone remembers that, Chris.
highlight of the podcast so far for sure. I gotta say though, nothing better than when a fart comes out of a horse. And
this is a big long fart
long.
Interstitial of a horse farting. Every
It's the
interstitial should just be a horse farting, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate on that at all.
Yeah.
Dude, you couldn't fart a fart that perfect in your wildest dreams. That just kept going. And it's like the Lord of the Rings when I thought it was going to fucking end and then there was more fart. And it happened like 3 times. It was amazing.
Yeah, at one point 5 hobbits ran out and started hugging each other. It was crazy.
I'm not going to lie. The other night I was sitting in bed and it was the best fart I've ever made in my entire life. It was just as long as this. I'm not kidding. And it was like I was controlling the pressure of it to see how long it could go. It was like I fucking found the matrix of holding a fart for the perfect level. And it was just like I was so upset that there was no one there to witness it because it's truly unbelievable how perfect.
No, I think you texted me about this, Chris.
Did I?
I'm pretty sure I got a text about this, and I didn't know. I get messages from Chris at like 4 a.m. because he sleeps like a fucking maniac. And I wake up in the morning at 6:30 and I've got a rambling message about his farts and how proud he is of them. And I'm like, I got to go to work, dude. I don't know how to deal with this right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mr. Science Guy over here, like, controlling the pressure and whatnot. If you're such a science guy, tell me this. Would a man with a very large colon have a larger capacity for farts? Because the next man we're about to see is probably one of the largest, most well-known basketball players of our generation.
Hell yeah, dude.
Shaquille O'Neal is here.
Farts are probably dangerous, bro.
Dangerous.
Dude,
a lot of protein in those too.
So much.
But tell me Shaq has never looked better than he looks in this music video.
He looks great. He's like what I remember in all those
big.
fucking...
He's just strong.
No.
It's like Orlando Magic Shaq.
Dude, honestly, you want to know one of the most underrated rap songs of all time? It's with fucking Biggie and Shaq.
Really?
Yeah. They just
What's
fucking
it called?
flow, man. I was just listening to it the other day. It's not coming into my brain right now, but Google it. Check it out. It is so heavy. Shaq, like, because you don't
Still
expect
can't
Shaq,
stop the rain?
Still can't stop the rain. That's exactly it. And you don't expect Shaq to come in like that. And he fucking flows, and their flows work so well together. We might have to cut one of our ads with that song in the background because it's so sick.
Yeah, man. This next segment is very random, and I feel like they only put it in for the name recognition. But hey, I'm glad they did, because this is one of those things we talk about a lot on the show where it's like we just like to see the guys fucking around for a bit and not really have anything planned. It's a video that they're shooting for Shaq, and just a bunch of random shit happens here. At one point, for example, somebody throws a bottle of piss at the back of his head, and he takes it pretty
SteveO
well.
does.
He takes it pretty well.
The theme of this one is that Shaq is like, we talk about Brad Pitt. It's like, cool, he did it. But he doesn't really, he's not a member of Jackass. Shaq, I couldn't believe the things he was doing. Wee Man at one point runs up to him and full on swings a log at his legs, at like his knees. You're like, what the fuck? The log was bigger than Wee Man. And he takes a bottle of piss on his back. He's getting hit the whole time. Like,
Wee Man fucking lifts Shaq off the ground on his back.
That's pretty cool.
I gotta say, with all the crazy shit going on, logs swinging around, we're fucking doing deadlifts now. They must have been doing a bunch of cocaine right before this shoot, because everybody's just running wild out there.
So I don't remember if it was part of the episode or if it was from an interview talking about this moment, but I remember somebody just being like, one of the Jackass members being like, and Shaq was there, and he just fucking loved Wee Man. He could not fucking leave Wee Man alone.
That's definitely part of it.
He just was picking him up. He was humping him. He just fucking could not leave the guy alone.
The humping was strange because it seems like it wasn't, there was no consent, but nobody cared. It was like, we're just having a good old time. And the thing is, you think,
Shaq hump you?
No, it's fine. I would.
Yeah.
No complaints there. But I'm just saying, the funny thing about it is that you don't just see it happen once. It happens multiple times. It's like
he just keeps on doing it like a dog to a leg. He's just constantly, and he like Wee Man goes away. I don't know where he just disappears when Shaq is humping him. He's like in a different dimension.
Oh yeah.
Shaq's dick is probably bigger than Wee Man.
I think if Shaq pulls his pants down, his dick is Wee Man. Like, I think he's just got Jason Asuna in his pants at his beck and call all day long.
With a hood.
The coolest part about this one because they're filming the music video, so you do get some actual shots of the video that they're filming. SteveO doing some poo dives, Pontius getting thrown butt naked in a thing of shit. The coolest fucking part of this, SteveO jumps from a tree into a porta potty, like onto a porta potty, falls through the porta potty. A second and a half later, walks out the door of the porta potty.
Yeah.
Like he's upside down, goes through the roof, and somehow manages to walk his way out of it and just waves at Shaq. And Shaq's like, that was the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. And he's right.
Yeah, man. I love seeing this whole segment. And you guys are totally right that, Shaq is super cool about everything. And that just makes it so much more fun. There's no celebrity bullshit. So, yeah,
Jay, I know you originally didn't have this one down for a rating, but I think this one warrants it because it just feels like some of the most fun that we've had in a Jackass thing. I'll start out with this, and I'm laying down the gauntlet on this one, but I think it warrants it because again, you talk about how important it is that Jackass starts to get this mainstream recognition. I'm giving this one a 9 out of 10. I had such a fun time with it. I'm not kidding. It was so good.
Yeah, I'm even going higher. I'm going to 9.5 out of 10. Ooh. Like this is one of my most memorable Jackass moments from the TV show. Like I said, when I missed going on, and I remember every single detail about this so clearly. I think about it all the time. The interaction with Shaq and Wee Man and SteveO, and just it's like my favorite things are always, and my highest ratings are always when it's not really necessarily something that's planned. It's just people just kind of around, just fucking around, and just camaraderie. And that's what I love about Jackass in general. And this just epitomized that. And to take a guy like Shaq and have him fit in so well, I can't ask for more. This is about as high as it gets for me.
And Jay's going to come in with a solid 2.5 out of 10.
Same joke every time.
It's not a joke, though. That's the thing.
And that's why I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 10 this time. Same joke every time. No, I'll go higher. It's a 6.9 out of 10. You guys went abnormally high for something that's just fucking around, but I get it. Yeah, it's good memories for you. It's warm feelings. That's fine. I'm not going to argue that, but I just feel like it maybe could have used something to make it more like it was fun, but I just felt like the things that stand out to me in this are things that are generally the majority of the time a little more planned out and a little more structured. Not always, but just for me, that's where I sit on it. It was fun though, and I did like seeing just that smiling face as a giant man humps a little person, and everybody's cool with it. There's just something about that my brain does not comprehend. Why is this happening? Maybe I just never need to know, and that's fine. I want to keep the fart motif going for our segues here, just because I'm a man of class.
Fart motif.
So. According to Urban Dictionary, a cricket fart is the kind that will knock your socks off, stuff a tamp in your nose, cumin-saturated air biscuit that makes you wonder how something so powerful came out of someone so small. Cricket fart.
Interesting. Wow. That's like I think cricket, and I think about the gun from Men in Black.
Oh, that's a the little one that just it's like this gun, and then just fucking throws. Speaking of Will Smith. Throws him around the room like fucking Jada does when she's fucking somebody else.
Here's the thing that amazed me the most about this one. I'm glad we got an animal expert in Cricket Helmet.
Just tell people it is Cricket Helmet. I didn't drop the title. It is Cricket Helmet. Please continue.
Cricket Helmet. So the whole premise is that we're going to have SteveO put a helmet on and just dump a bunch of crickets in it. Great, cool. I'm glad we got the animal expert, but how the fuck is there an animal expert for crickets? Russ Bassett, where did your life go wrong? What are you doing? And why are you taking your life's passion and letting someone shove them into a helmet where he's going to eat 30% of your stock?
I gotta admit that
and
was
the other 60% is going to escape as soon as he takes the helmet off. What do you? This is your livelihood.
That was one of two of the SteveO defenses at his disposal: either eat them or puke onto them. And otherwise, he was pretty much helpless in that helmet.
Well, according to Johnny, he's also going to give them diseases because Johnny goes to Russ. He's like, he's like, do these things have diseases? And he's like, no. Johnny's like, well, SteveO does. So.
Have you guys ever ate cricket before?
Yeah.
No, never.
I have
chocolate covered.
Yeah, me too. Where'd you do that, Mikey?
You just like get them at like these weird odds and ends convenience stores.
Really? In Canada? I did mine in Thailand.
No, Halifax.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Man, there was 10,000 crickets in that helmet is what they estimated.
Seriously?
So, yeah, when they opened that shit up
Holy
afterwards,
shit.
like 10,000 puke-covered crickets just went and made babies and terrorized that town wherever they were. Somebody's apartment building is just like infested with crickets after that.
Yeah, there was someone playing Sim City around that time, and their crops got dusted by locust as soon as this sketch finished filming. I love too that you got crickets on the screen the whole time as well. I don't think that this was the best of all the SteveO animal sketches, but what I do like is that SteveO's attitude was phenomenal for the whole episode. For the whole episode, SteveO had a great attitude. This one's no exception.
Right on. And I think we should probably just give it a quick rating because it was, you know, there was some elbow grease going into putting this one together. Chris, what did you think of the cricket helmet based off of your recollection?
I mean, this would have been one of the ones I would like to hear your guys' rating first, but I'm going to go with a solid 6.9 out of 10.
Okay.
Nice.
No, that's fair.
Jay, what about you?
Yeah, it could have used a little something more. I was actually excited when they announced this is the cricket helmet, and then it's one of those things where, yeah, the hype didn't quite live up to the act, unfortunately. So I probably just go with a 5.5 out of 10 on this one for me.
5.5. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. As much as I liked the fact that SteveO's attitude was a bit better, this one just felt like there was nothing to it. I think they tried to really add to it by adding intensity, the fisheye lenses, and getting right up in front of there. But I feel like a lot of that was fabricated. I don't think it was as good as the angles of the cameras and the intensity or fake intensity made it seem.
Well, guys, I don't have a clever fart analogy to segue us into the next one, unless maybe a.
If you don't have a fart analogy, then let's just blow past it, Jay.
Yeah, we could just blow past it. This is the skate wheel, which I guess if you really squinted at the right moment, it might look like a gaping anus.
Oh, quick question, guys. Let me see if I remember this correctly.
What?
Is this when they put a bunch of skateboards, like they attach them into like a wheel and they skateboard that way?
Yeah.
Fuck, see? I'm fucking good, man.
Yeah,
you're pretty good. Well. You picked up on the fact that they said skate wheel and that they turned skateboards into a wheel. That was pretty well done.
Good job, Chris. You remembered what a circle was.
Skateboard. Maybe they were fucking trying to skateboard without a wheel or do some shit like that. I legitimately remember this one. So, you know what? Fuck off. Stop trying to be
this one was cool.
Work with me here.
I'm giving you credit. I'm giving you credit, man.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you. My brother's being a fucking cunt, but you're at least giving me some credit.
It's my default mode.
Yeah, fucking right.
It's a skate wheel. I mean, come on, you're gonna remember this because this is. I don't think this has ever been done anywhere else. They somehow made a circle out of skate decks, and I don't know what they used to adhere them together, but it worked really well. Like, not once does this fucking thing fall apart into a bunch of pieces. And they're just kind of rolling down hills on these things. Everybody kind of has their own version of what a trick would be. Bam does this thing where he gets a running start and tries to like run with the wheels, like a hamster and a hamster wheel. You get a couple of people. There's one guy who like takes it down a highway, a closed highway, but
that was
see how much speed he
Mark
can pick
Gonzalez.
Up. Yeah, and I just like that everybody's trying to be creative.
Do you know Mark Gonzalez?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a fucking professional skater.
Yeah,
totally.
Do you know Mark Gonzalez, Jay?
I don't. I just said totally because I wanted to be.
I think he's from Philly.
Like,
I think he was one of the guys that was spending a lot of time at Love Park in Philly back in the day. If I'm not mistaken.
I think he's L.A. Mark Gonzalez, aka the Gonz, aka a pioneer of modern street skating, aka the most influential skateboarder of all time, according to Trans World Skateboarding magazine. The first person to skate handrails. How about that?
Wow. Holy shit!
Yeah.
I knew he was the guy who was grabbing the top of the wheel and doing ollies, wasn't he? That was cool.
Yes, he was it was him, and then Bam did a couple things, but he was basically doing all of this.
Yeah, it was cool sketch, cool idea. I don't fault them for like not doing more with it because I feel like this looked kind of difficult to do more than they did with. I really feel like they tried to get a variety, and there was a variety in there of stuff, so it was cool. I don't know. What'd you guys think of this? Would you give it, if you had to give it a rating? Where you sit on it?
I'll start with this one. I gotta be honest. Like, I really liked it. It reminded me, Jay. Remember we were talking last week while Chris was getting mauled in the jungle and stocking up on bacterial infections to stave him for the long winter ahead of him, so his body heat could keep him through it.
No tigers are gonna touch me if I look like this.
It's like you go to jail, you pretend you have AIDS, so no one wants to rape you.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to pretend. I love this.
Wow.
I probably do now.
Jay, we talked about tandem snowboarding and the whole process of starting it off, being shitty at it, but loving the premise. And then by the end, they get really good at this thing that seemed impossible. And Mark Gonzalez does that. He gets so good at it that they double up on the wheel. They keep on adding more to it. They get people in the audience bewildered looking over. It felt like you were in the in crew, like people looking at this, like, what the fuck are they doing? And you're like, oh, I know what they're doing. I was involved when they were making this in the beginning. I'm giving this one a 7.5 out of 10 as well. I really fucking liked it.
All right.
That's a pretty good score.
Chris, what would you do on this one?
I love the idea of just such a unique concept and like Mikey was saying, building upon it and getting actually good at it. Like a lot of these times we see them do these new types of extreme sports or kind of tweaks on things. And sometimes they fall flat because it's just not, they don't really progress at all. So this one, I remember them actually learning how to do some tricks and getting into that type of stuff. But I'm not going to go as high as Mikey. I'm just going to go to 6 out of 10.
Okay. If you saw it more recently, you would have given it a higher score. If you actually remembered it, I think you would have.
I actually fucking know more about this than you, so fuck off.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Then remind me, Chris, what's Mark Gonzalez's nickname?
Gonzo.
Nope.
No,
I said it earlier and you already forgot. The Gons, baby.
I have fucking bacterial infections in my brain. The fact that I'm here is a modern fucking science miracle. Give me a fucking break, all right?
This is when I get to be mean to you because you'll forget it all.
I might not remember this tomorrow. I posted the ad 2 hours ago and still forgot that we were recording until you called me.
Last week's episode,
I'm making a beautiful steak right now, which is sitting, a $50 steak is sitting on the fucking counter getting cold. The best steak I've ever cooked, all because of you fucking fuck.
Yeah, it is our fault you forgot.
Yeah, it is. It is, though. How is it not? You explain to me for 1 fucking second how it's not your fucking fault.
Okay, I will explain that to you. As soon as you stop drooling, what is going on with your face right now?
It's called cerebral palsy, I think. Or Bell's palsy. That's the one.
One of those. One of the palsy sisters.
Yeah.
Jay, what is your rating for this one?
I'll give it 5.5 for the 5.5 people who stopped listening to the podcast at this point. Thank you.
I think they're liking it. Oh, wait, fuck you, Jay. Why don't you go talk about Oklahoma for 20 more minutes? What are you talking about?
I fucking stopped listening. I almost quit the podcast that fucking day.
You guys don't want to get back into that.
No,
definitely not.
Mikey, never mention it again. Let's move on. What's next time, boys? Let's go.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you what. You guys like things nice and quick. You fucking TikTok generation over here. How about fucking back-to-back interstitials for you? Real nice and quick. You got snow sledding, a nice bale down a big, large hill. He just rolls and rolls and rolls in the powder. Not sure who that was. Was it England?
J2.
Aaron?
It was J2. Taking him
J2.
longer to stop after that bale than a train with a tied-up damsel in distress a mile away. Like that, he was not stopping.
And on the other side, my favorite of these two is Preston Lacey jumping on a mini trampoline in a cheerleader outfit and losing his skirt in the process. Magical, poetic.
Tell me there isn't a person on this planet with grosser, more misshapen underwear than Preston. What is the underwear he's always wearing? It's just
Fruit
like
of the Loom.
No, it's not. Look at it. It is a mass. It looks like fucking Ditto. It looks like Ditto just wrapped around the Pokemon. Ditto the Pokemon just wrapped around his undercarriage.
That's really true. Like, the more that I think about it, the more accurate that is. But is it weird that
more accurate?
Is it weird that I like really like the look of Preston in his underwear?
That's fine.
I've always been like, I don't know. I like it.
I don't disagree.
There's a body type for everyone.
Yeah,
everybody's attracted to a different body type,
baby.
So that's fine. I'm fine with this, and I'm also fine with seeing the old guys come back on screen for a bit. We got a little bit more of man on man, old man here. We're hitting the golf course. This looks like a fun day. Hey, Grandpa, you dropped your balls. Oops.
Hey.
He dropped his balls.
Drops his whole carton of balls.
What I love on the driving range, though, is that I know the minute he's stepping up, that club's going flying. And Johnny takes a big swing, and God, he sells it. He sells it. Like, his hands, he fucking took a stick of butter out and just got a good rub on before he grabbed that golf club, because it went all the way down the range. And the nice gentleman next to him goes and picks it up for him, which is just So sweet. So sweet.
The
Help your
premise,
elderly people.
The premise of this one, I mean, first of all, great that we touched on a golf course at some point in this episode. It wouldn't be a season finale without a return to the golf course in one form or another. It's another thing of like knowing that people are going to be extra courteous towards old people. I remember I was in a golf camp when I was a kid, and there was a driving range down a hill. Like, it went straight down a hill. And sometimes, like, we were young enough where some kids would lose the club and it would fly in like all the way down the range, and they would have to stop for like 20 minutes as they made sure all the balls were gone, no more balls. Like, it was like a liability, so they had to go. So anytime someone wanted a break, they just fucking huck their golf club all the way down the range, and everyone would go take 5, grab a sandwich, take a piss. It was great.
Guys, who do you think has more PTSD or PTSD?
PTSD.
Dave England now, or guys who fucking drive the fucking thing that picks up the golf balls at driving ranges?
I was going to mention this. Yes. Oh, it's got to be the golf cart guy, Chris.
Dude,
and I got to ask you guys right now, like, you're aiming for that guy, right?
Every single time.
Of course.
I hit him every single fucking time. And I love when they get really close and you take a fucking 3-iron and just fucking crank him, and he gives you that look like, you fucking piece of shit. But what do they expect? They would do the exact same thing in our
100% they would.
We need more people to openly admit that they do that, because nobody wants to admit that they're the guy aiming, but we're all the guy aiming for us.
You see the whole fucking range. They change their clubs. They fucking get in range. They're like, oh, he's about 160. I need my fucking 5-iron. No problem.
The only guy who's not aiming at them is the guy who was next to Johnny and offered to go get his clubs for him and then helped him out as he fainted. And then the best part about this one is after Johnny faints and the guy's like, I'm calling you an ambulance. No offer of soup in this one, but he's like, I'm calling you an ambulance.
He was going to say that.
Yeah, he's like, no, I just need some shade. And then he gets up and runs away from everyone laughing. And I don't know why that was so funny to me, but the guy just looks at him like, what the fuck just happened? Like, what? How did this go? It was a nice little button at the end of this one.
Yeah, certainly was. And hey, speaking of a nice little button, you guys ever heard of the double back before?
Oh man, I remember this one so vividly.
Okay. Well, SteveO comes on screen and says, I'm SteveO, this is the double back. I was expecting, okay, we're going right into another meaty sketch. This is going to be...
Well, it's pretty meaty. It is pretty meaty.
I can't fault you there.
I have a story for this one.
So, hey, this is all no hands, by the way, folks. Jump up in the air, do a 180, turn around, and a nice set of balls just peeking between the cheeks there for you to take a look at. God, that's some artistry right there.
So have you guys ever heard about how SteveO had serious beef and almost got beaten up / killed by Wu-Tang?
What?
And it just ended recently.
What?
Did that involve this?
So they fucking had a concert. They told SteveO to come on stage, and it was a concert paying tribute to ODB after he died, Old Dirty Bastard. And Old Dirty Bastard's mom was in the crowd, and SteveO was fucked up and thought it would be a good idea to do the double back. And that shit just was not cool at a Wu-Tang concert back then. And fucking Raekwon specifically was going to fucking kill him. Like, RZA was just on the podcast not too long ago, and even to this day, he was like, can you please talk to Raekwon and tell him I did not mean anything. I was out of my mind. And they just finally squashed the beef.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. It's nuts.
That's insane.
Yeah. That's his move. He does it all the time. It's a sick move. I fucking tried it. It doesn't work. It's not as easy as it looks.
No. I should try one day. I just don't have a leopard print balkini, and I feel like if you don't have that, then why even try it in the first place?
He did it naked at the Wu-Tang show.
Whoa! Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Hey, you guys ever play Duck Hunt?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Great game.
Sorry, I wasn't sure how to transition out of that. Rab himself was going to get glued and feathered. And I don't know what kind of feathers these are. Maybe chicken. They're nice and white and fluffy. But yeah, we're going duck hunting. He's going to run out on the range. We've got Phil manning the paintball gun. Hey, I'm happy to see him, getting to have a little fun at their expense for a change. And run, Rab, run. Let's see if
Phil and Johnny. Phil and Johnny. I love seeing the Philly and the LA crew come together.
Sorry, I just realized something that I think is pretty dumb that might be worth addressing. When you said what kind of feathers those were, my first thing was like pillow feathers. Obviously, those are the white fluffy ones, and I just assumed that pillow feathers are pillow
fake?
Feathers. They're not from like an animal,
fabricated.
It's just like they're pillow feathers. They come from a pillow tree or some shit. I don't know. Fuck. And then I started second guessing that, and it just really spun me out. So
yeah,
I had to bring that up. Sorry.
That's good. No, I like that. You know what? This is another one, and this happens sometimes in this episode where there's a really good premise for a stunt, or a sketch, and it just doesn't last long enough. And that's kind of this one as well.
Yeah.
Rab himself running around half naked with a duck bill on his face, getting shot with paintballs. It's good. It doesn't last very long. He comes back. They start shooting him again. And then he jumps into a swamp, which is hilarious because you want to see the duck go into a swamp. And as he's running, he takes a paintball up the ass, which is Aichi Chaichi. That's hemorrhoids for life.
They slow-mode that, everything showing
Yes.
it going right in. Yeah, I remember that so fucking clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, good shot. I hope it was Phil that got the lucky shot, just because I feel he needs a win, and that day, what a better way to walk home proud that day.
He filled his crack in. That's what he did.
He certainly did. This next one, though, I don't know how proud Johnny Knoxville is about to feel, in himself by the end of this one. This is the bedwetter. Now, this is kind of in the vein of the department store toilet.
Similar.
We're going to the mattress store today to try out some mattresses. And, he asks the nice salesman, hey, can I just lay on any of these? Is that cool? Yeah, help yourself. No problem. Now, Johnny has told us before we walked into the store, I have to pee so bad. So this is all real piss, by the way. I want to point that out. This isn't like a rigged bag in his belt or under his belt or anything like that. He's about to piss himself.
He's a professional, Jay. He's a professional. Yeah. He's not going to
going in real.
Yes.
But
he's going to lay on that bed and he's going to piss his pants like a man, Jay. Yeah. Johnny Knoxville is going to lay on that bed and he's going to let not his bowels. He's going to let his bladder go like a man.
Well, I think, Mike, you might want to be careful because much like the Chris Rock, Will Smith situation, you don't want to say the wrong thing before you know somebody's medical condition. After all,
right.
He has a deviated septum. Give him a break. Give the guy a break.
Is that what they said?
That's what he says. He
peed himself because he had a deviated septum. Oh my god! I don't remember this at all.
That doesn't surprise me. The initial interaction
I just remember
between
the slow motion fucking BB gun going up someone's ass, but I don't remember something as
the
big
slow
as
motion
this.
BB gun happens later in the episode, and it's when he gets shot in the head, not the ass.
Mikey, you know what?
I tried to.
Fuck you.
Okay.
Fuck
fine.
you,
Chris. Let me tell you this.
Jay,
if I could,
you're my brother now.
I would.
Mikey, you could suck him out, wiener.
Because you're not my brother anymore.
Exactly. So it's not wrong. We can finally have the fun that we've wanted.
All right, deal.
Look, I love when he says, I'm still going. Like the attendant has left to go, presumably to get something to clean him up. And he's just on the bed saying, I'm still going. To which the cameraman says, it stinks so bad.
Oh,
I just love that. And
you can imagine it would. Because he's probably been holding it in the whole time. It's the initial interaction, though, like I was saying, is so funny because he starts peeing and the guys, he says, what are you doing? And then Johnny says, he's got the deviated septum. And then it's all niceties from the guy. Hey, don't apologize. It's okay. I'm going to go get you some towels and this and that. And I felt so bad in this one because after Johnny pees, which was a lot of pee, and at first it comes out slowly because, of course, it's hard to just piss yourself. It's a harder thing to do, I think, than we give it credit for.
Yeah.
After that, he stands up and wrings out his pants and gets the water out of his sweatpants, the piss out of his sweatpants. And then he goes later and he shakes the guy's hand. In that move, I was like, that's bullshit, dude. That's so disgusting.
Yeah, I wouldn't have shook his hand. And I got to say, Mikey, you made a good point there. Have you guys ever tried to pee while you're laughing really hard about something? You ever had that experience?
Explain why you would be doing that, Jay.
I don't know. I think I just had one of these experiences where I was just thinking of something really funny and I happen to be pissing and it'll stop the stream. If you laugh, you can't. Really? You can't. You need to be in that relaxed. I would have thought it would be the
opposite.
No.
You laugh so hard you pee.
I've sneezed before and it
went
like
doing Kegels.
Oh. Peagles for your penis.
Peagles. Very nice.
Peagles. Hey. That sounds like a cross between someone give me a dog name with a P, quick. Too late.
Okay.
Yep.
It's all right. We'll move on. I'm glad we all accepted.
You're getting better
that
at
was
this,
very
Jay.
diplomatic.
Finally learn how to drop it.
That's right, baby.
Jay, why don't you drop your review of this one on us too?
Yeah. And I will do that. And I just realized somewhere in that a segment ago when we were talking about the double back, we totally missed a D's nuts opportunity somewhere in there. Oh. I'm disappointed in us, but hey, maybe
Jay,
on
that's
the next
because
one,
we're
boys.
classy individuals. We don't joke about D's nuts.
Speak for yourself, man. I fucking love a good D's nuts joke. I just really do. They really are the best jokes of all time.
No, that's kind of a goblin brain situation right there.
Jay,
right.
do you like? Speaking of fast food, do you like Wendy's, Jay?
So my rating for
so you
this
love
one,
Wendy's nuts rub across your forehead?
Sorry, what was that? Listen, I'm gonna give this one a solid 7 out of 10 for the amount of liters of piss in Johnny's bladder on that fateful day.
Yeah, I'm going to give this one a 7 as well. I think it's a great premise. I think the shame in it is, I mean, apart from the fact that Johnny had shame when he pissed his pants, because how can you not? Like, there's no avoiding that. Even if you're doing it on purpose, you're going to feel some shame. It could have been better if the guy were there more. The fact that he wasn't in the script, like the sales attendant wasn't there all that often, was a little bit of a knock to this one. So I'm giving this one just like you did, Jay, a 7 out of 10.
I cannot believe I literally have zero recollection of this one.
Oh, really?
But when you guys started talking about it, I couldn't stop laughing. Like, so I could imagine myself just fucking think, like, this is such a fucking funny thing to me. Like, I think this is way more intense than pooing in the hardware store, personally.
It kind of is, honestly.
Because it's like, I don't know, there's something, like, the mattresses there. Mattresses are more expensive than a toilet. It's easier just to fucking get rid of. Like, I think I would have given this thing something pretty high, like an 8.5. Actually, I'm going to 9 out of 10.
Whoa.
Hey.
Wow.
Guys, yeah. I gotta say something too, Chris. I'm with you. I never do this. I'm actually redoing my rating.
I like it.
I'm going up to an 8 out of 10. I'm giving an extra point. And part of the reason was I started laughing shortly after giving my rating because I realized I forgot to mention that he picked the perfect pair of pants to wear for this. He's wearing gray sweatpants. Yes. If you're going to piss yourself, there is no better pair of pants to piss yourself in.
Except maybe khakis. Khakis fucking hold the pee really well too.
Yeah, that's true. That's
true.
True.
You know when you're pissing and then you're like, shake it. You're like, there's no more. And you're like, because you know you're wearing khakis and you know you're at a fancy event.
You got to be careful.
And you got to be careful. And the second you put your dick back in your pants, like white. More pee than you even pee came out. You're like, how the fuck is that even possible?
Two things in life are true. When you're doing laundry, you're going to lose one sock. Yep. And when you're wearing khakis, a dribble of pee is going to come out every time. That's like, you got to pay the toll every time you go pee when you're wearing khakis. And that toll is just a little drop of piss on you.
Yeah. Also, Chris, please go for a prostate exam.
Sure. Probably should. Fuck.
We're worried about you.
Well, Chris, now that I'm not your brother, I'll give you one.
I'll take it.
I'll give you the hands-free prostate exam. Yeah.
All right, guys. We got to hit the range.
Are you going to tongue punch for my fart box?
Gross. We got one more Rab himself sketch. He's getting a lot of airtime on this one, I gotta say. This is Skeet Shooting. We've got the boys. Ryan Dunn is in this one. A couple of the Westchester crew. And basically, they're just going to send a couple of guys off in their undies, targets painted on their ass, out into the wilderness. And they're just going to see if they can run faster than a paintball, to which, unfortunately, as we discovered, they cannot.
They cannot. Yep, not much. This is more of an interstitial, honestly. Some good comments after they get hit. I think the standout was Bam saying, like, he got hit. Bam got it the worst for sure. And he's like, but they didn't even hit the targets. And he just has 2 red targets on each of his ass cheeks. That was kind of good.
Yeah. Up next, Wee Man, Preston Lacey, SteveO. No.
I don't know where you're going with that one.
Nope. Not.
I definitely don't know where you're going. I don't even know what episode we're on.
This is the totem pole.
Yes.
Oh.
Did you guys notice anything strange about this one?
Yeah. Look. They're all painted in what I initially thought was blackface. It's with their whole body, but then they end up being a totem pole. Oh, actually, Jay, I think what you're probably going to say is that they've got Ninja Turtle masks on. Is that what you're going to say?
I didn't even notice that. That's quite the detail. Attention to detail there. I did not notice that. I didn't know how to feel on this one because that's obviously very controversial, especially by today's standards. Back then, I think you could get away with it because people are a little way less sensitive and stuff to these things and how they affect people. And I don't really want to say anything on this because I don't want to offend anybody, because I can't imagine being someone who would identify with seeing this and feeling outraged by it. I feel like I can't really speak about it in that sense. They may not have been going for that, but it certainly had that look to it.
You know who was also in the sketch that you guys forgot to mention? Justin Trudeau.
That was a good one, though.
That was pretty good. So this one, they go on each other's shoulders, and then the Jackass crew starts to throw things at them. The good thing about this one is it devolves into mania. Everyone's just throwing shit at everyone. And something I've noticed about the Jackass crew, when they start to throw things at each other, they're insanely accurate when it comes to pegging people in the head. Doesn't matter how far away they are. Doesn't matter what they're throwing. From a dog bone to a fucking tomato, it always nails someone in the head. It's really impressive.
Yeah, this sketch also, on that note, felt a lot less about totem pole and more just about let's throw shit at each other.
Yes.
So clearly they were having trouble. And this was another squid suit kind of situation.
A little bit. But they saved it with some of the insanity that ensued.
And up next, we've got a guy by the name of Bill Wick, I believe.
Bill Wyrick.
Bill Wyrick. I was going to say no
and
relation
Storm
to
Taylor.
John.
Wow, those are two great names. Two strong names.
Those are great names. Just great names. Props to the names. That's my MVP of the show, just because of that. He's just, like, dude's getting a Jackass tattoo, shoulder to shoulder on the back. Good for him. I like it. Next up, we got the old dudes making out session. This is going to be fun. I didn't have a better name for that. Apparently, that's what I wrote in my notes. Just.
I thought you were just reading your browser history, Jay.
Yeah, that's totally normal these days. I mean, it hasn't been normal. I just think it hasn't been talked about enough. It hasn't been in the public eye.
Right.
So I'm glad that it's getting some time out there in the spotlight. Honestly,
strangely progressive this stunt was.
Yeah. Yeah, just two old dudes making out, sharing their love on the streets. I love, and you know what, the fact that they did the justice to this with the editing, because the guys had a big fight. Clearly they are two very passionate seniors, and they come together at the end and they make good, and it's beautiful.
Always love a good love story.
Yeah. Always love a good love story. They make out and they get closer and closer as it goes to a bystander who's just sitting, I think, eating his lunch or on the phone or something like that. And he just gets up and leaves. And he has the look in his face of someone who's getting out of there because he has a memory of his dad who would have disowned him for even being in the vicinity of two guys making out. Like I feel like this guy had a rough childhood and can't be near there because the next time he goes and talks to his dad's going to be like, there's something in your eyes. Did you see two dudes making out earlier today? And he'll be like, fuck.
Jesus
Christ. Mikey, that was oddly specific.
Huh? What? Sorry?
Uh-huh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Cool. Move on.
All right. So this next one, guys, I wrote in my notes. Preston Scuff. Was that the title of this one, or am I just like on?
No, Preston Acuff is the guy's name who skateboards into Pontius with a. I'll say this: he doesn't have a puka shell necklace on, but he does have a sleeveless Misfits shirt on.
Yes,
which feels kind of like a victory in some way.
No.
Can I ask you a serious question though about this?
Yeah.
Why is this a porn cold open?
Yeah, seriously.
This is a porn.
So weird.
This is the start of a porn.
It was actually a scripted moment where they're just acting. It's like the Sharks and the Jets getting the whole point is that they kind of like beef with each other and then they meet at like some gorge to do skateboard jousting together. We've never seen an introduction to a sketch like this one, and it felt super out of place. Not really in a bad way, just in a different way. And it's like, why are you one of the last sketches of the entire series you choose to do something like this? It felt bizarre. I didn't dislike it though.
Honestly, got me going. I mean, especially when Pontius, he keeps referring to the other guy as Valley Boy. Ooh.
Valley Boy.
Ooh, mama. Yeah. Thrash and Joust. They hit the skate park. They've got these like nunchucks with like sacks on the end of them, and they're just whacking each other, trying to knock each other off the skateboards.
Oh my God.
It looks like fun.
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
A good time.
So when I was a kid, when you said nunchucks, this is a true story. Mike, you will vouch for this.
Oh yeah.
I love the fucking Ninja Turtles so much. And I remember just being a kid and I was just like, you're just looking around, you're just, in cupboards doing whatever the hell you can do. and I found what I didn't know what they were at the time, but I found tampons. And I fucking tied them together and fucking made nunchucks out of them and stash them in my fucking drawer. And my mom kept going into my room and finding these fucking tampons tied together, wondering what the fuck is going on until she finally asked me. And so innocently, I was like, "Oh, I was just making nunchucks." And that was
those nunchucks were not quite as powerful as the ones they use in this sketch, but powerful, I think, emotionally for your mom at that point in time.
Oh yeah. Making nunchucks sounds like innuendo for jacking it, though, doesn't it?
It really does. I'm going to chuck some nuns. I love the premise of this one. It's like this little bowl, almost like a concrete half pipe. They skate at each other with these like maces. They're more like maces than nunchucks, and they try to knock each other off the skateboards. And they go one at a time. They even fit in some like nice, cool moves, like a staged thing where one guy goes low on someone and he jumps over on his skateboard. Pontius shows off some of his skateboarding skills. My biggest complaint about this one is it wasn't long enough. I wanted way more of this one.
And you did say just a moment ago, chucking some nuns. And I immediately thought, have you ever seen that YouTube clip from an old 70s, some sort of 70s action movie where the guy walks up and there's a nun like painting a building on a ladder. And he's like, nuns don't work on Sunday. And then he turns around and it's a guy dressed up as a nun. He's about to shoot him and then he shoots him off the ladder.
I kind of remember that in a weird way.
Yeah, that's Magnum PI, Jay.
Is that Magnum PI?
You're talking about Magnum PI, my mustachioed brethren.
Yeah,
okay.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I saw that recently and that's fucking ridiculous. I love it. I don't think we need to rate this one, though. We could probably just move on.
Thank God, because I have no memory of this whatsoever.
I was just going to go exactly if it were a little longer. Yeah.
All right. This next one, we've got Greg Wolff. He's looking real nice in that one piece. Apparently, you can call the number on screen, and I don't know. I don't really know what you're calling for, if it's to purchase a night in a motel somewhere with Greg, if it's to buy the onesie. I'm not sure. It's
weird because you see him to clarify for the listener. He's kind of locked out of his wherever he is. It's like in an office building and he's just in like panties. They're clearly like fucking with him. But then out of nowhere, like Jay said, a number flashes on screen. And I thought we could have a little fun with this. I've got my phone with me right now as we're recording, as I do, because I get bored while we're recording a lot and I want to check Twitter.
That's Chris's fault.
I've got it here.
Not my fault.
I'm going to put it on speakerphone.
Okay. Yeah. Are we calling right now? Are we calling him right now?
You better not be trolling me though, or us. This better be like you better actually be doing this.
No, I'm actually doing it. Here we go.
I'm so fucking excited.
So the number is 818-458-5361. I'm going to type it in and I'm going to show it to the camera. 818-458-5361. Okay. I'm going to show that to the camera. You see that?
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on.
If he answers, you have to say, "Are you down to fuck, Wolff?"
This better not be.
Put it on speaker.
Oh, you better not be star 67 at either. He's going to have your number.
Oh shit!
Let's see what happens.
Mike is he's questioning that decision. Is it on speaker?
It is on speaker, but it's not dialing yet. Maybe it's no longer in service.
Maybe you need to add a one. Maybe it's an American number.
I did a one. I dialed the one.
Okay, I didn't see the one.
Dialed the one and everything. I think it's not. I think it might just not connect because it's. I have to imagine. Like this is from 2001. They probably would have done something to kind of get rid of this one. Maybe I'll try a little bit later.
Can you just randomly just dial a random number, a random 416 number, just prank call him right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I can't. But I'm gonna leave this one. I'm gonna let it go. Maybe it'll connect. I can't imagine that it will.
All right.
Anyway, onwards and
upwards.
So
excited, man. I was so like now I want to fuck with people. Like I want to like prank call some people and telling them to kidnap them and fucking scare the shit out of them
again. Yeah. I was hoping, I had my fingers crossed that it wasn't going to be a poo fetish recovery clinic, but you never know. I mean, not that any of us would not like any of us would need anything like that.
No.
Where do you think I picked up this bacterial infection, Jay?
Letting dudes poop on your face. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, it's 2022.
I mean, there kind of is though. I don't care. That's just pushing it a little too far for me. I'm pretty progressive, but come on, that's just dangerous.
You don't like a little hot lunch, Chris, or what?
No. I'm not. The only one I would fuck with is the Alabama Hot Pocket, where you line up and you shit into the vagina and then fuck. So it might be a little warm and nice. I could see some pleasure there, but like,
no.
That's an infection waiting to happen.
True. But what's different than an anal?
On that note,
I think the amount of shit.
Yeah. Well, fuck
there's way more shit there.
Yeah, that's true.
The shit isn't just waiting right inside your butt. Like, not just hanging out. Also,
I hope whoever's on the other end of the line picks up right now.
Yeah.
In the middle of this one.
It's still not connecting. I tried even without the one. Nothing going, but too bad.
Anyways, that was a good idea, though. I appreciate the effort. A+ for effort, Mikey.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Oh, yeah. A+ for sure. All right, guys. Speaking of the poo-poo, what a better way to cap off the end of the Jackass TV legacy than with Dave England, who's been a hero this season to all of us, I must say. And his explanation of what is about to happen is the greatest thing. This probably actually beats what I said was the line of the show earlier on. He says, in my right hand, I've got some chocolate pudding. In my left hand, I've got a diaper. You put those two together, you get a poop diaper.
Great.
And Dave's a hungry guy. You know, he's always doing extreme sports, and that works up your appetite. So he's out in public. He's looking for food. He's asking some folks, hey, you don't have anything to eat, do you? No. Fortunately, they do not. So, hey, guess what? He lucked out today. There's a garbage can right there. Let's go trash diving, shall we? And I got to say, when he pulls the diaper out of the trash, the dude just looks at him and says, that's a diaper. And then Dave proceeds to eat the shit out of the diaper. And the disbelief on the bystanders here is priceless. This was an A+ effort by Dave.
The most to this day, I could picture the exact look on his face. He looked like a starving, depraved homeless person that was just so desperate. Like
he looked so homeless.
He looked so like you couldn't have played this role any better. Like and imagine being the person that turned the guy down, being like, no, I'm not giving him shit. And then seeing him eat shit and how bad you would fucking feel.
That's on you.
This is one of my favorite sketches of all time, just because of how well he plays this and just how fucking aggressive it is. Like, I cannot.
It's peak Dave England.
Oh my God.
It's peak Dave England. The shit may be on his face, but the blood is on your hands, bystanders.
Yes.
For not offering this poor man some food. How the fuck is no one vomiting? How the fuck is no one vomiting in this? How the fuck is no one vomiting in this?
I don't know the logistics.
A guy reaches into a trash can and eats shit out of a diaper. If a guy reaches into a trash can and pulls out a diaper, sight unseen, it can be a diaper in a box. I'm vomiting. That guy opens up the diaper and you see there's shit in. Oh, no, I don't understand how no one
pulled out a fully wrapped, not touched McDonald's hamburger, I would probably fucking vomit.
I would still
Never mind a poo diaper.
You know what's really amazing about this, though? There's science going on below this on a second level. Let me explain. We get a second take of this, of him doing the stunt again at a different park. And when he pulls the diaper out of the trash can, I mean, hey, we got to have a sample size here. We can't just test one guy. Apparently what happens when you see a grown man about to eat shit out of a diaper is the only thing you can think to say is, hey, that's a diaper, because he gets the exact same reaction twice in a row.
Literally verbatim, the same shit.
Dude, you know what would have been really funny? If one of the Jackass members actually swapped it out with a real shit diaper and just had to, like, when he picked it up and smelled it, and actually, you know, like, he obviously he would know before he eats it, but imagine just having to see him scramble in that situation.
That would have been amazing. That would have been amazing. That actually would have been like if they were doing the movie, someone would have done that. That would have been insane. I also love, we skip past this a little bit. You sometimes life imitates art. Sometimes art imitates life. Sometimes life creates art, and you wouldn't have expected it to happen. But in this one, right after Dave England in his first attempt at this, his first successful attempt at this, right after he finishes eating and everyone's running away and he's doing the homeless man amble towards them. Like, you know, when there's someone who does something crazy on the streets and they start slowly walking toward, I'd rather have them run at me than slowly amble towards me because it's less predictable that way. But as he's ambling away, someone comes in and starts to clean the garbage can. Just like a janitor comes in and starts wiping down the top of the garbage can that he just picked a shit diaper from. The timing is amazing on that. You can't ask for a better scenario.
Wow, that's great.
You just can't, can you?
What a great sketch. You know what? I'm fucking going right into my rating on this.
Okay.
And I'm so happy. This is the final sketch, right?
Yes.
That's it.
I'm so happy to say I am ending the last sketch of the last episode of Jackass with a fucking 10 out of 10. Because this is
Beautiful.
fucking perfect for me.
Yes.
Like, he is just, if anybody else but Dave did this, I couldn't imagine myself giving it such a high score, but he just looked so desperate. He just fit that role so well. Yeah. And it was perfection. I think of this and I said, I didn't see the episode, but I fucking tell you exactly the look on his face. This has stuck with me forever. This is one of the best sketches ever.
Amazing. Jay, what about you?
It easily would have been a 9 out of 10 for me, just because everything here lines up so well. And Dave,
with your thoughts and beliefs, or
my values.
Actually, I eat poo diapers on Fridays too. I fucking totally get this.
And every time someone says, "Dude, that's a diaper," it's the strangest thing. But I have to give it an extra 0.5. I can't go to the perfect 10 on this one.
Ooh.
I just can't. I want to, but I feel like there are certain things in the Jackass canon that deserve that 10 just a touch more. But the 0.5 came from the fact that, he got that double reaction. And how is that even possible? I don't know. But just, you could do this stunt in front of 100 people, and I guarantee you the shock would be the same every time. So it's a timeless one for sure. 9.5 out of 10 for me on the what I labeled as the pudding plus diaper equals poo diaper. A classic.
Well, look, in the beginning of us starting this podcast, I said from the get-go, I think Dave Englund is the most underrated member of Jackass. He does so much, and in the first one, it was all about his personality. It would always shine. He always had something to say to the camera. And in season 3, he just, as you mentioned earlier, Jay, he shines. This is the season of Dave Englund. If Jackass Forever is the movie of Danger Aaron, this is the season of Dave Englund. I love that we're wrapping it up with a Dave Englund sketch, and I gave a 10 to SteveO's The Unicycle, not necessarily because it was a perfect sketch, but it just fully encapsulated who SteveO is. And for the exact same reason, I'm giving a 10 to the Poo Diaper and for Dave Englund, who carried the weight of this show. Not that it needed to be carried, but just he fucking performed. You put him in, Kobe hits clutch shots. Dave Englund has some great poo sketches. I don't know if those metaphors line up, but
totally.
Come on.
Who hasn't heard that one before?
Fucking great, man. I'm so happy that we get to end this with probably our overall highest rated sketch of all time.
I think so. Collectively, we all agreed. This will definitely be in the talks for the greatest of all time, easily. And guys, I'm a little bit sad to say that this is the last time I will say we roll credits on Jackass, the TV series, for now. We get a bunch of stuff from the show, the episode that just took place. You get the old guys again. I did note that I wrote Shaq fucks in my notes because there's more dry humping, except I spelt fucks with a Q, and it kind of looks like I wrote Shaq Fu. Shaq Fu.
Do you remember that?
Which made me think that. Yeah, everyone I got it for Christmas one year. We got it for Christmas, which just leads me to believe that my parents fucking hate us as children.
Yes, it was not a good game.
Yeah, no, it's worst. Did you do that one on the podcast, Mikey?
Not yet. I think we have to eventually.
Do that one, please.
That podcast being The Retrograde, a video game podcast. You can find it now where we play all of your favorite childhood games and rate them in the modern day. Thanks, Jay.
Sure do. Oh, yeah, no worries. That's what I'm here for, buddy. And one of the last shots of the montage is, hey, got to give credit to Brad Pitt, of course, for being the special guest. They ask him in the van if he was nervous, to which Brad compliments their acting, which I thought was...
No, Jay, that's not what happened.
But I get it backwards.
Pontius compliments Brad Pitt's acting. He says,
that's better.
Hey, you're a pretty good actor, man.
That's way better.
And then fade to black. Great way to end off the season.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm happy because I do think the season was a little lackluster at times. It had its moments, but finishing off strong like this just really makes me happy because from everything else from here on up is kind of where most people remember Jackass as the movies, the 0.5s, all the bonus content. Where they really do step it up to another level. They got fucking Hollywood budgets. They got fucking producers. They got everything. So it was really nice to see it come around full circle and end on such a high note.
Yep, I totally agree. I think season 2, episode 4 was really good. Season 2, episode 7 was really good. And apart from that, there were just a lot of really good sketches in the movies as well. But I don't think we have an episode that has better overall ratings than the final episode of the series. And that's great. Especially because it kind of had the vibe of like some of this shit was just on the cutting room floor, wasn't substantial enough to be its own sketch. But for some reason, like the Jackass crew themselves, all misfits coming together to create something we all love. All these sketches were misfits that didn't fit in anywhere else. It's the island of misfit toys in an episode of Jackass, conveniently in an episode in which Chris Pontius wears a misfit shirt. So what more do you want?
Yeah.
MVPs, LVPs.
Getting all fucking, I was just going to say Mikey's getting all Jim Carrey and the number 33 on us here, but
the number 23, Jay.
Sorry, I'm not Jim Carrey fan club over here, although Cable Guy is the best film ever created. And I got to say one thing before we go to the MVPs, please. Boys, if you want to feel a little nostalgic yourselves right here, I want to give us a little nudge, a little pat on the back. If you will, direct your attention to the spreadsheet. Chris, fuck you. You don't care about logistics and semantics, so you can't look at the spreadsheet. But Mikey, please note how many entries there are on this Hall of Fame. How many stunts have we fucking rated? It is incredible.
217 minus the headers, 217 stunts that we've managed to do in this one.
It feels like it's gone by so quickly now that I look back.
When we
started, you know, we the three of us had no experience like gelling together, and I feel like we've come a long way. And I just want to say, boys, it's been a pleasure doing this show with you.
Has it ever?
And I'm looking forward to doing some more Jackass shit in the future.
I'm looking forward to Chris's face healing, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, more so than all that other shit I said.
And I'm kind of thinking maybe put me on YouTube. I don't know if I even care anymore because I love this episode so much. And I think there's a lot of actual. But we'll play that one by ear.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Let's before we have that discussion, let's get into our MVPs and LVPs, the most valuable and least valuable players from Jackass this episode. Jay, you want to start us off?
Yeah. Well, most valuable's got to be Will Smith. That's like, it's by the time this episode comes out, that's already going to be such old news. People are going to be like, what the fuck he's talking about?
It was hacked 6 hours after it happens. It's crazy how fast that news cycle moved.
Yeah, baby. But I got to say, if we're seriously doing this MVP, this is really hard for me on this one because it is the last episode. And the default is I want to just say Dave England because he blew us away right at the end. And that's probably where I'm going to go. But I gotta just say as well that seeing Knoxville piss himself and just the fact that he even did that and he just dealt with the shame and was like, I'm fine with this, like it happened, it's for the show. That was pretty cool. So he'd be a runner up, but I gotta go England just for the big finale and blowing us away. Yeah.
England's got a lot of MVPs stacking up here. Chris, did you have an MVP?
Yeah, I do. And as much as I want to go England, I gotta go Shaq. Shaq.
Same with me, dude. Same with me.
This was the first time I got to see Shaq as who he actually is, opposed to the big beast on the basketball court. He's like just that big cuddly teddy bear, and I just love Shaq so much. He's one of my favorite people on the planet. So seeing him with the boys and just like when someone threw piss on him and he didn't fucking snap, it's like he really is fucking down for this shit. So I got to give it to Shaq.
I totally agree. I'm with you 100%. And this is from two people who grew up fucking despising Shaq on the basketball court.
Well, despising
the Lakers and him as a result. Yeah.
Right.
Because Vlade Divac couldn't hold a candle to him, unfortunately.
Fucking, we were big Sacramento Kings fans.
Jay, what about your LVP of this week?
LVPs. Here we go. This is the last one for Jackass, the TV series. Man, it's got to be big. It's got to be big. But every time I think of the main crew, I think of the Jackass boys, I just can't get this other fucker out of my head. And it's the guy from the beginning who ran up to the van. And maybe he was a bodyguard, maybe he was a plant. But I just want to believe that he went up there and was like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm helping Brad Pitt get in here. And then he backed off at the last second. It was like, no, I ain't getting involved. That guy would be an LVP, but runner-up LVP because in equal measure, it's the dude at the mattress store because he was being so nice to Knoxville. So fucking nice.
He's an LVP?
No, listen, he's so nice to Knoxville. He didn't scold him. He didn't get mad. He even offered to help clean up, show him where the bathroom is. And I had so much respect for that. And then he shook Knoxville's hand. And I just...
he cucked himself.
Complete 180, yeah. So it's one of those two guys. I'm not sure which.
You know what? You know who I'm going with? Absolutely fucking no one. This is a fucking win-win episode, and I'm not bringing anyone down. This is a great time. It's the last episode ever. I'm not partaking. There's no losers. We're all winners today.
I think actually I disagree with that. And here's why. I think there are more losers in this episode than we've ever given out awards to. There are 3 losers, and that's the 3 of us, because now we're losing out on Jackass, the TV series, because it's over, boys.
Mikey,
we can do it again. You guys want to do it again? Oh,
I'm literally going to fucking tear up.
Don't tear up. Don't tear up. You'll get more infected.
Yes.
Yeah. Seriously. That's what I'm worried about.
Jay and I just sprinting to that joke as fast as we can.
Man. It's been a journey, but you know what? It could be considered a sad end, but really it's not, because we've got so much more to do. And hey, I'm not saying this is the next thing up. We'll decide that amongst ourselves off mic, but expect a little more on Jackass Forever. We've been talking about it. We want to revisit it in some fashion, and we think we have a good idea of how to do that. So, hey, we're not done yet. There's that. There might be another movie we haven't watched. Shit, I can't remember. I guess I'll have to remind myself.
We haven't done Jackass 3 yet.
I know. I'm making a joke about arithmetic, and you're coming in here, and it was gonna be a good one. Maybe.
I don't know.
Why don't you say it and we'll be the judge?
Yeah.
No, let's just end the show now.
Okay.
I just want to end the show. I don't want to do this anymore. Oh, yeah. Actually, find us on Instagram and Twitter if you want. That'd be cool.
And if you do have any suggestions of what you guys want us to do next, let us know.
Hell yeah.
We're open to suggestions as well. Like, cause we got to figure this one out.
Chris, how can they get us those suggestions?
You could hit us on @Jackast at Twitter and Instagram.
Nope.
Instagram.
Nope.
I wish that was true.
Fuck.
@Jackast Pod.
Yeah, whatever, man. Fuck. Why are you putting me on the spot today? You know I'm not fucking. I'm trying my fucking best.
That's what you do every episode.
I know, but I also don't have fucking disease. My brain is fucking rotting.
Could Mikey
every time it's like every time I actually could say something smart, you fucking disregard me, and it's like you fucking know when my brain's not going to work, and you call my ass out. So
yeah,
can we just get a quick clip of you saying that you just had a big turkey sandwich before you came on the podcast, and then we'll get Mikey to CG in some mustard over your infection. So
oh yeah, that works too. Yeah,
just cover it up a little bit.
It's looking a lot better. Fuck, I'm moving in the right direction. I'm not going to die anymore. That's a good sign. Imagine this podcast without me. We fucking guys would lose all your fucking listeners.
Yeah, no, you're probably right, actually. And I think it's good enough. We can stop poking fun at the scab and let it heal.
Chris's face looks like the antithesis of something a union worker would like.
Oh, so we're not
full
done
of scabs.
Yet. All right. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right.
Well, it's been fun. We had some laughs. We had some good times. And shit, I just...
Is he struggling with something?
I think he fell asleep. Or
wait, who makes that noise when they're falling asleep?
Johnny Knoxville when he's pissing himself.
I guess. All right, for real. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye. I'm Jason Wellwood.
Bye. I'm Chris Aaronworth.
Bye. I'm Mikey Aaronworth. And this has been Jackast.
Furnished by Sad Styles Productions.
Get in